So I guess it'll just be me and my eyeballs. I love you guys and I love doing these videos for you guys, but that is not happening. Like, that is actually psycho behavior. Like, that's so good. Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a 24-hour readathon video. So I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while, but it's probably been less time for y'all than it has been for me. So I don't know. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while, but I also feel like I also try to do at least one a month because I feel like they're just so good with helping me get as much reading done as I possibly can in like a short period of time, and it gives me a couple days to just dedicate directly to reading. So I love doing them. I love filming them. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Right now, there's only 2 books on the TBR for this video. I don't know if one of them I'm going to finish in this video or not. So one of them, obviously, I do have plans to finish, of course, and the other one I'm just unsure about just because I'm not really like in the mood to read it. So yeah, so the first book that I want to read is A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, and I actually started this yesterday. I'm currently on page 39. It is a pretty short book, but I do definitely see myself finishing this book. But once I'm finished with this one, I will assess the TBR and see what I've got left on my like monthly TBR as well as my fall TBR, and then pick the next read from there. But this is the first book that I'm going to be reading and prioritizing in this 24 hours. And then I also have House Gone Quiet by Kelsey Norris, which I'm in the middle of. I'm currently on page 69, and this is a collection of short stories. I'm currently on the 3rd short story and there are 10. This book is about 208 pages, and I'm having a really hard time with this one. So I want to try and read one short story between every book that I read, and hopefully that will get me to get a little bit faster through this. I was looking to see if I could find an audiobook of this, and I haven't been able to find one because I definitely feel like that would help me get through this, but I haven't found one. So I guess it'll just be me and my eyeballs. So yeah, these are the 2 books that are first up on the docket for this video, and then once I finish A Broken Blade, I will obviously pick the next book with you guys. But I did want to say that the method of this 24-hour readathon, I think I'm gonna try to do 12 hours today and 12 hours tomorrow, but I am going to be a little bit flexible with that. So if I end up reading a little bit more than 12 hours today, then I will count that towards the hours tomorrow. But my goal is to obviously have this readathon finished and wrapped up by tomorrow evening. So with that being said, I am starting the timer at 10 o'clock. It's currently at 9:57, and we are going to get started reading A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. I do have the audiobook for this as well because I do have a video that I wanted to get uploaded and a thumbnail and stuff that I need to work on. So my plan is to listen to A Broken Blade while I'm doing those things really quickly, and then really diving into this. So that is my plans for this first little bit. I will be setting a timer for 12 hours and letting it count down. So yeah, I'm gonna go find my headphones because I don't remember where I put them, so I can listen to my audiobook while I'm working on this real quick. And with that being said, I will update you guys a little bit later once the time starts. so the first hour has passed and I feel like I'm making some really good progress. I have been listening to A Broken Blade while following along. I did get the book from my library, the ebook, so I've been reading it on my Kindle as well as like reading the physical version. But I am now in chapter 13, and so that is page, let's see, page 132. So in this first hour I read around 100 pages in A Broken Blade, and so far I'm enjoying it. I have a theory that I feel like it's going to be correct, but we'll see. I'm getting like so sleepy right now. Like honestly, I did not sleep very well last night. I knew that I was getting up to do this challenge, and so I tried to go to bed last night at a decent time, but I've been working on trying to let Navy roam at night because right now he sleeps in his crate at night, and so I've been trying to work on letting him roam at night. And last night was the first night, and it was probably some of the worst sleep that I've ever had, with him trying to jump out of the bed and like run around. Like it was a rough night, so I am getting a little sleepy, but I'm gonna try and keep going and push through. If I do end up falling asleep, I will stop the timer and then try to make up the hour or however long I end up sleeping later. So yeah, that's my update for now. I'm still reading A Broken Blade, really enjoying it. We'll probably end up ordering the second book depending on how this one ends. But yeah, having a really good time reading this so far, and I'm gonna keep going, and I will update you guys again a little bit later, probably either around the 50% mark or when I finish A Broken Blade. We'll see, I don't know, but I'm gonna get back to reading and I'll talk to you guys again later. Okay, so this 24-hour readathon is not going at all how I thought it was going to go. So I am currently about a little over 4 hours into this readathon. However, I have fallen asleep. So I've knocked almost 4 hours off of the time. Like it was originally supposed to end at 10 p.m. tonight, and now the timer is not supposed to end until 1:46 a.m. So yeah, but I am almost finished with A Broken Blade. So with me being a little over 4 hours in and almost done with the first book, even if that isn't equivalent to the actual like time of day, I feel like that's still really good progress being made, because I have had the timer going for every minute that I've been reading, and then obviously stopping it while I went to sleep and stuff. So I still feel like I'm making really good progress, and I'm hoping to, fingers crossed, get all of the time in between tonight and tomorrow. So I am almost done with this book. I'm pretty sure I'm on like the last chapter or two. I'm currently on page 407 out of 418. So I literally have one chapter left, but I'm coming on here to update because I'm actually going to go pick up my groceries. I have a grocery pickup that I'm about to run and get really quickly, and so I will be pausing the timer while I do that, and then once I get back, I'm planning on reading for the rest of the evening, and hopefully, fingers crossed, making up the time. Do I think I'll stay up till 2 a.m.? I don't know, but we will see. But yeah, so that's my update for now. Also, I did want to update that I was able to find the audiobook of House Gone Quiet, so I might try to see if I can binge the rest of this in one sitting. But yeah, so those are my updates for now. I'm about to go to the grocery store, and I will update y'all again once I get back and finish A Broken Blade. Hello. Okay. Oh dang it, I forgot to start the timer back. So okay, I left and went home. I left, went to the grocery store, picked up my groceries, got dinner, came home, ate dinner, scrolled on social media for longer than I should have, but I have just finished A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, and I think I'm gonna end up giving this book 3 stars. I did go ahead and order the next one because I do want to continue on with the series, but I found that this first one was kind of predictable. Like I guessed the twist, but not exactly. Like I knew that the individuals involved in the twist would be involved. So the shadow wasn't exactly who I thought it was going to be, but the person that is like in charge is who I thought would be in charge. So that's what I'm saying about that, without like spoiling it or anything. But honestly, I enjoyed this. We're following Kira. She is the assassin to the king, and she is half elf, half something or another, half mortal maybe. I don't know, she's a halfling basically, so she's not fully human, she's not fully fae, she's not fully elf or whatever, and the elves have since been extinct, and so now we only have the mortals and the fae in this world, and the halflings are forced to work for the king, and since Kira is a halfling, she was forced to work for the king as his assassin. And so we're following her as she is doing her assassin duties, and a rebellion starts, and yeah, there's this guy called the Shadow. She's trying to find him for the king, and she kind of gets swept up in the shadow and like the rebellion and things like that. So 3 stars to this one. I feel like it was really good. I feel like I would recommend it. It was pretty short, and it was like a pretty fast-paced fantasy, so if you have not read this, I would definitely recommend checking it out if you are interested in that. But now that I'm done with that, I think I'm going to move on to House Gone Quiet. I think I'm gonna at least finish the current story that I'm on, which is called Certain Truths and Miracles, and then once I finish this first story, I will see if I want to continue on and see if I want to just like binge the rest of this book, because I have less than 150 pages left in it, so this might be what I just sit here and read next. So I was able to find the audiobook like I mentioned, so I will be listening to this, and then I'm gonna see about finding another book to read. So I'll update you guys here in a little bit with whatever I decide to end up doing. Okay, so we are sitting at a little under halfway through the 12 hours, so we're about a little over 5.5 hours into this, and I just finished House Gone Quiet by Kelsey Norris. So I decided to rate each individual story and then take an average rating of the stories. So I do have to do the math on that real quick because I have not done that quite yet. So let me calculate that real quick. So, okay, so the average is a 3.1 star. So I'm just gonna give it 3 stars. But there were some stories in here that I enjoyed a lot more than others. So this is essentially a collection of 10 short stories, and some of them, like I said, I liked more than others. Like, so the first one was The Sound of Waiting. I gave 3 stars. The second one was Stitch, which I gave 4 stars. This followed some joggers that found bodies on their like runs, which I really enjoyed. And then we had Centuries, which I gave 3 stars. Certain Truths and Miracles, which I gave 2.5 stars. Air Shifts, which I gave 4.5 stars, that I really enjoyed. This was following like newscasters on the radio and how they had like different people calling in about wanting advice and things like that, and I really enjoyed that one. And then after that was Decency Rule, which was about a mayor who instituted a nudist policy, which I thought was really interesting and fun, so I gave that one 4 stars. And then Choose Bliss, which I ended up giving 2 stars, and Such Great Height and Consequence, which I ended up giving 2 stars. I thought that one was kind of boring, honestly. It was about like a Confederate statue that was like taken down, and the townspeople like would take its place, and it was just, yeah, I don't know, it was kind of boring and not really my vibe. And then there was Salt, which I gave 3 stars, which was kind of witchy, which was fun. And then Go Way Back, which I gave 3 stars, about a girl going to meet her boyfriend's parents for the first time. So yeah, 3 stars to House Gone Quiet. I am really happy that I'm finished with this. I feel like this isn't my general cup of tea. This isn't something that I would normally gravitate towards, but I did feel like that it was fun for the season. There was some horror stuff in here, some witchy type stuff vibes. Like, I don't know, it was fun. Not my normal cup of tea, but I'm happy to have read it. So I'm done with this, which means that now I will be moving on to the next book that I'm gonna read in this video. So I have 3 options, and I feel like I know where I'm leaning, but I do have 3 options like I mentioned, and I think I could probably get all 3 of these read in the next like however long I have left in this video. So the first one is One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole. This is my October book of the month for my book club that I run on Fable. So if you're interested in joining us, the link is in the description. But this is the book club pick for October. I don't really know what this is about, but I feel like it's giving caretaker vibes, and that is what I love in my thrillers, so I'm definitely interested in reading this one. The next one is Mother Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simon, and I feel like this is like giving Finley Donovan, but I'm also not sure because I haven't really heard anything about this or anything like that, so I'm interested to see what I'm going to think about this one. No clue what it's about, but it's another like mystery kind of situation. And then I have The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, and I feel like this is the one that I'm leaning towards. It's a magical realism about these people that go to this author's house, and there is like a competition that they are competing in. I've heard really good things about this one, so I think this is honestly the book that I'm leaning towards. I'm thinking I could maybe finish this before bed. It's like less than 300 pages, or like right at 300 pages. It's 286 pages, so it is pretty short, and I think this is the book that I'm leaning towards at the moment. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this one. Plus I really like this cover. I think it's so cute. So yeah, I think this is the one that I'm about to start right now, and then I'll probably pick these 2 up later. So I'm also just kind of mood reading and seeing like what the vibes are, and I feel like right now the vibes are definitely The Wishing Game. So I'm about to start this, and yeah, I guess that's really the update for now. We're sitting at 6 hours and 16 minutes left, which means that the timer was going off at like 4 or 10 a.m. and I know I'm definitely not staying up until 4 or 10 a.m. I love you guys and I love doing these videos for you guys, but that is not happening. So that's about it for now. I'm gonna start on The Wishing Game, and I'll update you guys a little bit later. Hello. So I think I'm calling it for the night. So I have been sitting here reading The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. I have made it to chapter 7, which is page 71, and so far I'm really enjoying this. It's so fun so far, so I can't wait to see how things end up once Lucy gets to Clock Island. I'm super excited to read about that, but I did want to just go ahead and call it here for the night. It's 10:52, almost 11 o'clock. I have 5 hours and 17 minutes left on the timer. Today was an absolute fail. So I originally said at the beginning of the video that if I didn't finish my hours today, I would just roll them over into tomorrow. And since I still have to read for 12 hours tomorrow, I've decided that I'm not going to be doing that. Since I tried to do 12 hours today and I'm trying to do 12 hours tomorrow, I just decided tomorrow we'll start fresh with a brand new 12 hours. And today our 12 hours, we just absolutely completely failed it. So, but I will say that I feel like it was a success. Even though I didn't read for 12 hours today, I still read for like 7, and I was able to finish 2 books in those 7 hours. So I feel like that's still really good odds. So I'm hoping that tomorrow during the 12 hours, I do plan to finish The Wishing Game, and then I'm hoping I can finish 2 more tomorrow during those 12 hours as well. But we will of course see. I'm gonna try and wake up tomorrow a little earlier. Is that gonna, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm calling it. I'm sorry y'all, this part 1 of reading 12 hours in 2 days, I failed. So I'm gonna go to bed and I'll probably talk to you guys in the morning. Also, if I'm wearing this sweatshirt again, in the morning, mind your business. Good morning. It is 2 minutes till, and I'm gonna start reading at 8. So I just woke up. I've been up for like maybe 5 minutes. So I'm reading The Wishing Game. I have some weekly reset things to do today, so I was able to find the audiobook at my library for The Wishing Game, so I think I'm gonna listen to that while I reset, if you will. So Navy gets his cone off today, so that's exciting. And yeah, that's really just my updates. I'm gonna change my sheets in my bed, change the sheets, going to clean up the kitchen because it's a mess, and clean up Navy's toys in the office and do some laundry. I think those are the plans for today, that and to read for the next 12 hours. So let me go ahead and get my timer situated because it's like 1 minute till now. I guess that means I have to get up. Okay, it's 8 o'clock, so we're gonna start the timer. Timer ends at 8 o'clock p.m. 12 hours from now, so let's get to reading. Hello. Okay, so we are sitting at 9 hours and 15 minutes left in this readathon for my 12 hours today, and I just finished The Wishing Game by Mike Schaefer, and I really liked this. I think I'm gonna end up giving it 4 stars. This was so wholesome and cute. Like, honestly, I loved Christopher. Like, he was so cute, and Lucy and the games, and just Lucy and Hugo, like, loved that. This whole, like, this book was giving such like fun, cozy vibes. Like, it has been described as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but with books, and I definitely can see that. This book was honestly just so fun and cozy and wholesome, and I just had a really good time reading this. I'm so happy that I picked it up. So 4 stars to this one, and the 3rd book done in this video. So I will now be moving on to the next book. I have One of Us Knows and Mother-Daughter Murder Night. I am unsure which one of these I think I want to go with. I think I'm kind of leaning towards One of Us Knows, so I think I might pick this one up and start it. I'm fairly confident that I can read both of these before this video is over. So I feel like if I start this one now, I can finish them both before the end of this video, and I might even have a little bit of time to start another one. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get reading, and I will talk to you guys again a little bit later. Okay, so I am halfway through One of Us Knows, and so far I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about this. I'm currently on chapter 19, which is page 159, so I'm like 51 or so % through this book. And so basically what I've gathered is we are following Ken, and Ken has dissociative identity disorder, which means that she has multiple personalities. And so we're following her and each of her multiple personalities, which she calls headmates, and they have gone to this castle on this island to be the caretaker of this island. But the headmate that set up this job, or like that accepted this job, has essentially like gone missing, so they can't find Della, who was the other headmate that is like in charge, if you will. I don't really know. I'm not super knowledgeable about DID or like dissociative identity disorder. Like, I have obviously taken a few psychology classes in like high school and college and stuff, so I know a little bit about DID, but I'm not like super knowledgeable on the topic. But this has been very interesting, to say the least. I feel like it is a little difficult to follow since you are hearing from every single personality just about. So it does at the very beginning give you like a list of each personality and their names, their ages, their pronouns, and whether or not they're active or inactive. So obviously we're following Ken, who is like the actual like person who was the like original person. And then you've got Della, Solomon, Empress, Mesmer, Kiki, Lurk, and Rapunzel. And so far we have heard from everyone except for Lurk and Rapunzel, and then obviously Della, who has gone missing. And so we're just like following along while she's like being this caretaker at this castle, which is essentially like the same castle that like her headmates live in. And so it's all just very like interesting. I don't know, I'm having a hard time like getting into it. I'm having a hard time connecting to the story. Like I love a caretaker type story, but I feel like this one just isn't like doing it for me right now. And obviously there's still quite a bit to go. I still have half the book left, so I'm definitely interested to see what I'm gonna think about the rest of it. But so far, like, it's just okay. Like right now I wouldn't give this more than a 3-star. Honestly, probably no more than a 2-star if I'm being so honest. But I don't know, like I said, there's still half the book to go, so I'm gonna keep reading and see if it starts to get better for me, if I start to like it a little bit more. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Also, I have 7 hours and 27 minutes left in this readathon, so that means we are a little bit over 4.5 hours, close to 5 hours into this readathon. So yeah, like 4.5, almost 5 hours into this readathon. So yeah, that's my update for right now, and I will update you guys again a little bit later. I did also download it on my Kindle as well, so that way while I'm like laying here I don't have to hold the physical copy. I will say this right here, it's a game changer, like having the Kindle version and the physical version. And then if you have the audiobook too on top of that, that's just like chef's kiss. But anyway, so I'm gonna stop yapping and get back to reading, and I will update you guys again a little bit later. Okay, so I just finished One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole, and I did not like this book. I'm giving it 2 stars. I feel like this was not for me. So obviously I've talked to you guys about how I really like a caretaker aspect in a mystery thriller book, but this was just odd. Like, I understand like the main character had multiple personalities and things like that, but I feel like it was boring. And then the last 70% is when we really got into like the action of the book, but it just turned out to be like a kind of Knives Out type situation where they're at this castle and then there's this hunt that they're going on. And so like it just ended up being so weird, and it was random, and it was like so out of place. And like the reveal at the end, like I didn't care about it. I didn't like it. Not for me. So 2 stars to this one. I feel like this has like really put me out of a mystery mood. So I don't think I'm gonna pick up Mother-Daughter Murder Night anymore. I know this is more of like I think this is supposed to be more of like a Finley Donovan type situation where, or like a Dial A for Aunties type situation where it's like a grandmother, mother, daughter trio tried to solve a murder in their coastal Californian town. And like that sounds good and cute and fun and interesting, but like not after reading this. Like it's just put me out of the mood. So I think I'm more into a fantasy mood again. So I think I'm actually going to pick up Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, I think is how you pronounce that last name, not sure. But this is kind of like a more cozy rom-com-y fantasy that I've heard about. I really want to read a werewolf book, but I'm trying to like work on my TBR and my fall TBR, and I don't have any werewolf books on it right now. So this I figured would be the closest to kind of what I'm in the mood to read. So this is going to be my next read. I have 5.5 hours left in this challenge, so I think I can finish this in that time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this, and I will update you guys again once I hit like the 50-ish% mark. I'll let you guys know how I'm feeling about it. And yeah, so that's my update for now, and I will talk to you guys again a little bit later. just finished Assistant to the Villain, and I really enjoyed this. So I think I'm gonna end up rating this book 4 stars. I feel like this book was so fun. Like, this is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It is essentially like a cozy rom-com fantasy. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, I feel like you would like this book. I really enjoyed the premise, and it wasn't boring in my opinion. I had such a good time. I was loving the tension between the two main characters, between Evie and Tristan. Like, and I love Tristan. He's such a grump, and I mean, obviously he is a villain, so, but this was honestly so fun. I did go ahead and order the next book in the series because I would like to continue, especially with the way that it just ended. So I'm super excited to be getting into the series and continuing on. I wonder how long the series is going to be. Obviously I know there's only 2 books out right now, so I don't know if it's just a duology or if there's going to be a 3rd one, but I cannot wait to get the 2nd one, see what happens. And also too, Kingsley is so fun. Like, that's such a cute little fun addition to have, like a frog that holds up signs. Like, that's so fun. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. So 4 stars to Assistant to the Villain, which means that I've officially finished my 5th book in this video. So that is honestly so good, and I don't think I'm going to start anything else. So as of right now, I have 49 minutes left, 48 minutes left in this readathon, so I think I'm just going to call it here. I feel like 5 books in under 24 hours is so good. I feel like if I would have actually been able to not fall asleep yesterday and do my full 12 hours yesterday, I definitely think that I could have squeezed in 1 more book during this 24 hours. But I will say that 5 books is amazing. Like, that is actually psycho behavior. Like, that's so good. And so I'm super happy to have read the books that I read. I read A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, which ended up giving 3 stars. And I read A House Gone Quiet by Kelsey Norris, which I also gave 3 stars. I read The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, which I gave 4 stars. And I read One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole, which I gave 2 stars, and Assistant to the Villain, which I gave 4 stars. And I feel like that's such a good, like, I'm so happy. Even though this was technically a fail as far as like reading in the allotted time, I feel like it was also a success because I was able to get so much reading done, and I was able to knock a few books off of my October TBR as well as my fall TBR. So I feel like that was like just really good, and I'm so happy with that. But yeah, so that is going to be all for today's video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. If you made it to this point in the video, leave the frog emoji for our friend Kingsley in Assistant to the Villain. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.